The origin of all that exists on Earth, the primordial element of the cosmos, that which existed before anything before, and therefore the father of all that is present today, both gods and humans. So make yourself comfortable and let's see this little story about the god Chaos. Let's begin. Chaos was the first thing that existed, and then lists other elemental cosmogonic figures. Being the first god, he had no ancestors, he was the origin of himself. Chaos was nominally thought of in terms of being a female deity, although at the same time, Chaos was thought to have no physical form. The name itself can be translated as void. Chaos was also regarded as a god of destiny, in the same way that Nyx, and the granddaughters of Chaos, the Moirae, were. However, it would take a Roman poet, in the form of Ovid, to build on the mythology of Chaos, to make the god the source of all the elements, earth, air, water and fire, thus being the god of the origin of everything. On the other hand, the theory appears that, if Chaos was the beginning of everything, all those later primordial gods had to be consequently his own children, namely Gaia the earth, Tartarus the underworld and Eros the desire. Later he would have more offspring in Erebus the darkness and Nyx the night, whose children would be Hemera the day and Ether the air of the gods, being these grandchildren of Chaos. Although Bien is not a participant in the war itself, he is mentioned in the Titanomachy when hurling his thunderbolt against the Titans, the flashing radiance and astonishing heat made Chaos shudder. The Orphic hymns of about the 2nd century after Christ first introduced the term Orpheus suggested that the universe was compressed into a giant cosmic egg, which erupted and formed the gods, as well as Phans, the primordial god, and Uranus, the son of Nyx. In the Orphic cosmogony, the Agireos and Kronos arose first, followed by the creation of Ether and Chaos. Kronos and Ether then created the cosmic egg. In the 6th Orphic hymn, Chaos contracts into the cosmic egg. The cosmic egg concept appears in the creation myths of several religions, including Hinduism, Finnish legends and even in Dogon mythology. Hesiod's Theogony introduces the concept as a formless, moving mass and the origin of the gods and the cosmos. The concept is also mentioned in the Bible. In the book of Genesis, the Spirit of God was said to move through the universe when it was in a state of watery disorder. The Roman poet Ovid was responsible for the more modern understanding of the word. He saw chaos as the disorganized mass that the universe was in, before creation. Despite being the creator of everything, there are not many works in which his legend appears or is told in depth. This may be for several reasons. One of them would be that being such an abstract concept that perhaps the people themselves have not come to conceive its full nature and have not embodied this deity with the importance it would really have, because the god Chaos represents the void. Because the god Chaos represents emptiness, nothingness or cosmic disorder is tremendously complex to interpret in a way that can be identified in its full dimension. It used to be represented as a kind of eye inside a burning sun. All other subsequent deities have come much more to our days because the inhabitants of ancient civilizations saw them much more tangible and were clearer about the function they performed. I hope you liked the video. Do not forget to subscribe to see more stories about mythologies. See you in the next video. See you later.